Three-car crash shut down northbound 95 in Jones for hours this morning.
The crash happened at 5 and wasn't cleared until about 10 a.m. Our photographer, who is on the scene of that crash, saw this dog being taken away by animal control officers.
We also just learned from Nevada State Police the driver who caused the crash was arrested on DUI suspicion.
And Fox 5's Regina Ahn brings us everything we need to know about that crash.
Early Wednesday morning, a three-car crash shut down parts of US 95 at Summerlin Parkway. Our Fox 5 photographer was able to capture the aftermath, and video obtained only on Fox 5 shows the moments two troopers walk towards this white Toyota Camry. We can see one trooper open the back door to find a dog, carefully taken out of the vehicle.
There was a dog, so the dog belonged to the white Toyota Camry. All the drivers in the vehicles were male adults.
Ashley Wellman with the Nevada State Police says the driver of the car sustained critical injuries and was transported to UMC. The driver of the Jeep was under arrest for suspicion of driving under the influence. A trooper on scene told our photographer that the dog was pregnant. The Animal Foundation is currently holding that dog and tells us that has not been confirmed. The Animal Foundation also tells us they're trying to reunite the dog with the owner once the owner is out of the hospital. Wellman says the investigation closed the freeway down for several hours.
The dog is okay. It did not sustain any injuries that I'm aware of at this time.
Regina Ahn, Fox 5 News, Local, Las Vegas.